Hey, Viking fans, you may have said, who? When we got to the end of the third round after trading down with the San Francisco 49ers. But hey, we picked up a guy who has some dog in him. Let's talk about him next in 3, 2, 1. Gather around, Skull brothers and sisters. This is Skull World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can find me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skull World. Make sure, help me out, hit subscribe, leave a comment. That's what keeps the channel going. That's what grows the channel. That's the number one thing, is you liking and sharing if you've already subscribed. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's go. Let's go. Who did we draft? I'm not gonna lie. I did not make a slide for this guy. I had to make one for the show because he was nowhere in my radar. He was nowhere on NFL.com's radar. He was nowhere on ESPN's radar. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm talking about. But the fact is, he's a fighter. And I'll bring it up. I too was like, who the heck is this guy? Let's bring him up. Let's no further ado. Mekhi Blackmon, second round pick out of USC. Jordan Addison's teammate, the guy who went up against in practice. Their story was told when he got drafted that back when at USC, he would get to the front of the line so he could fight against Jordan Addison. Iron sharpens iron. That is apparently his. We got two good guys out of this draft so far, in the aspect that, hey, these guys want to get better. They fight in practice. They fight in the game. They're always getting better. That's what we got so far. And that alone tells you, hey, we got guys who want to stick in the league, want to get better. And hey, that goes back to the type of atmosphere, culture that the Vikings want. So to sugarcoat it a little bit, we got a dog in Mekhi Blackmon. Now, let's talk about. Now, let me bring this up. This is our this is NFL.com. I think Chad Reuters, writer for NFL.com. He let me bring it up here real quick. He gives us a B plus. He gave us an A grade on our first round pick. And then he gave us, he lowered it to a B plus after he took Mekhi Blackmon. I think it was because where they, probably NFL.com projected him. But analysis: Minnesota dealt its second round pick to Detroit at last year's trade deadline for TJ Hawkinson, who played well for the Vikings in the second half of the season. But the move won't be worth an A if the team only gets one more season out of the veteran before he hits free agency. The Vikings adeptly traded down in the third round to add another day 3 selection and still managed to land a good corner in Blackmon with the final pick of the night. He's slim, but he does not back down from bigger receivers, has solid ball skills. All agreed on that. And we'll talk about more. I'm going to do my reaction to the NFL.com's write-up on him, his draft profile, and see if I agree with it. But so day 1 grade A, B plus because of day 2. Say it would be, an A. It would stay an A if TJ Hawkinson stays another year, because we didn't have a second round pick. Our second round pick was TJ Hawkinson. Should feel pretty good about that. Even though this tight end draft class was good, if you put TJ Hawkinson in it, he's probably going the first tight end overall. TJ Hawkinson has proved to be that good. Now, this is my thoughts. Trenton Simpson went the pick right before us. He was mock draft to us in the first round a couple of times, and he didn't get out of the first round a lot early on in these mock drafts. And he started falling. He went to the third round right before we were going to pick. He gets taken. We trade down. Now, I'm not saying Trenton Simpson was on our radar. It really seems like Blackmon was our guy. to Kwesi, and he says, "Well, I think he's our guy, and nobody really and nobody probably has him as high as we do. So let's trade down and get a couple more picks." Now, I think we got a fifth and a seventh, maybe. I think that's what we got out of this. So we got a fifth and a seventh out of it. Trading down like I want to say 12 spots or something like that. We end of the end of the compensatory picks in the third round. But if this was our guy, it was shrewd to get the couple extra picks. So, hats off to Kwesi of realizing, hey, I could get a couple extra picks, still get our guy. And I'm gonna tell you why I think he knew we could move down and get our guy. And that is because I'm gonna pull up, this is a corners in NFL, all right, NFL.com. Joey Porter, Will Levis, Sam Laporta, Michael Mayer, Steve. Oh, this is sorry. This is the let me do this by position. Sorry. We go to position cornerback. All right. So Christian Gonzalez, Brian Branch, Devin Witherspoon, Joey Porter Jr., DJ Turner II, Kaylee Ringo, who I did a video on and didn't like all that much. I mean, he has talent, but he was like hugging receivers. Deontay Banks, who I would, if I had it to do over, if I had the draft and look, I would have taken Deontay Banks. I might have been wrong, but he went the pick right after us. I love Deontay Banks. He went 24th. We were picking 23. Because the thing is, there's a receiver still there that I really like. Still there, and we could have Deontay Banks and AT. God, I forgot his name. Wide receiver. Let me pull him up really quick. So Deontay Banks and the wide receiver AT Perry from Wake Forest. AT Perry is a long, tall. He has decent speed, and I feel like he gets open. And I really liked him, and I thought he would be a good pick for us. In fact, I mean, I didn't think he would get anywhere near the third round, and now he's in the fourth. So we would have had Deontay, and if I was drafting, we probably would have had Deontay Banks, and right now would have been able to draft AT Perry. And again, that's if I didn't trade down, because if I traded down, I wouldn't have got Deontay Banks. So Kwesi's better at it than I am for sure. But Deontay Banks and AT Perry would be on our team right now. That would be my draft. But honestly, of the players, Jordan Addison would have been the best player out of that. So he did get a better player per se, but I feel like I got the better combo because Deontay Banks is amazing. He's amazing. I thought he was right up there with the best of the corners in this draft. I think three at the worst. That's why I felt like Deontay Banks was at least the third best corner in this draft. But hey, I'm not the expert. These guys are. Well, let's look at this. So he passed on Ringo, Terrell Smith out of Minnesota, Clark Phillips, Jay Ward, Corey Trice Jr., who's a big corner, Darius Rush, Khalif Halasi. Oh, I can't say it, but hey, so that's the first page. That's the first page. Now let's go to the second page. Look at all these guys. I got to go down farther. None of these guys got drafted. Second page, nobody got drafted. I had to go to the third page. At the top, 41st corner by NFL.com. Now, ESPN M 30th. Had him 244th overall. Means he's probably undraftable, according to ESPN. But Mekhi Blackmon was 41st, the 41st ranked cornerback in NFL. I mean, there's a whole page of players undrafted ahead of him. And he was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14th corner taken. And he was ranked 41st according to NFL.com. Now, is he better than 41st? Yeah, he's better than 41st, I'm sure. Just because of he's got pretty good athletic ability. Let's actually bring it up now and talk about it. So let's bring Mekhi Blackmon up. Try to pause it. Okay, so Robert Smith announced him. We know we wanted a corner. I need a D tackle, but hey, we got Mekhi Blackmon, East Palo Alto, California, redshirt senior. Again, he's a fifth year senior. All right, but there's a lot of that in the draft. A lot of that because of COVID. Height 5'11", weight 178 pounds. So he's not super tall, and he's not very big. Arms 31, hand size 9.25. Not a huge deal for corners rather than other positions, but 40-yard dash 4.47, so pretty reasonable. 10-yard split 154. He's pretty average there. 36-inch vertical, very good. Broad jump 10.5, very explosive, and 11 reps on a bench press. Now corners don't usually bench at all, so that was nice of him. I would love to see a 3-cone drill though. See if he was under 7. But here's his player bio. Blackmon grew up in a hometown of NFL star Devontae Adams, playing on the same AAU basketball team Adams did, albeit a few years after the receiver. The honorable mention All San Francisco Metro pick as a senior at Menlo Atherton High School, began his collegiate career at the College of San Mateo. After 1 year there, he transferred to Colorado for a 2018 season when he started 3 of 8 appearances, 10 tackles, 2 pass breakups. Blackmon redshirted in 2019. However, trying to play through a shoulder injury for 4 games, 10 tackles, 2 starts. He started all 6 of his Buffalo's games in 2020, making 15 tackles, intercepting 1 pass, and breaking up 6 others. Blackmon missed 3 games due to injury in 2021, but still garnered honorable mention All Pac-12 honors by starting 8 of 9 games played. Again, COVID, 41 tackles, 1 interception, 4 pass breakups. He returned to California for his final season, heading to Los Angeles to play for the Trojans, and he garnered 3rd team AP All-American and 1st team All-Conference honors after intercepting 3 passes, breaking up a team high 12 passes, posting 66 tackles and 14 starts. And this is written by Chad Reuters, who gave us a B plus to after yesterday. Now, apparently, he only missed 2 tackles the entire season. Also good. And his PFF grade, there's only one corner that was ahead of him. And that corner, let me back up here. So PFF grades were given, and the only guy that had a better PF grade was the guy at the top of this, or one of the first guy taken, Devin Witherspoon. Devin Witherspoon is the only guy that had a PFF grade over Mekhi Blackmon. So there's a lot to be said with all these corners. There's only 2 of the top that got graded, and one of them is Mekhi Blackmon. So there is a discrepancy between what the NFL.com, and like ESPN.com, what their draft analysts, what their writers thought. Nobody freaked out on the screen that Mekhi Blackmon, they had his video ready. He was a draftable dude. So there is real evaluators think more of Mekhi Blackmon than the writers did. That is the only difference here. Now, could he have fell? Could he have been that secret pick? Could he have been that 4th rounder, 5th rounder? Who knows? But what we do know is Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah likes his guys and goes gets them. It worked with Evans last year. We got a starting cornerback in the 4th round because Kwesi loved a guy. And I think this is a Brian Flores pick because he wants an aggressive corner. He wants a man-to-man corner. Mekhi Blackmon is a man-to-man corner. Handsy, though, he's got to get over that. Here's his overview. Aggressive man cover cornerback whose physical play brings both passes, defense, and penalties. It's my first time reading this, by the way. Blackmon gives receivers a rough ride over his first 5 yards, but his extended grabbing will be less tolerated than the NFL officials. So agreed here. He's capable of phasing routes when matching from press, but he doesn't have the hips to transition smoothly when playing off man coverage. So don't play him off man coverage. Let's don't Ed Donatil crap off, backing up. None of that. We didn't even play man last year, it seemed. He's talented at squeezing the catch space and timing his challenges, but Blackmon's lack of size fluidity could limit his pro chances. He just got that fight in him, man. He takes the challenge on. He wanted to play against the best receiver on the team in practice. He is the guy that, you like to lead by example. Hey, this guy's fighting every day. I think Andrew Booth Jr. was like that in the preseason. He was getting fights with receivers. I don't necessarily think that was going to happen necessarily with Blackmon. He may be able to. I think he's just. We got two workers. We got two hard-working guys in the first and third round. We should be happy about that. These are Kwesi guys, man. These are Vikings. This is the type of players they want. His strengths, has experience playing outside and in the slot. That is great. However, not a whole lot of playing in the slot. So who knows? Let's find out. Has experience playing, fires quick, accurate strikes into opponent's chest from press. Great to hear. Stays in phase and squeezes tight in the route. Very true. This guy is on the guy's hip. He gives no breathing room. And just watch your hands, man. Consistent finding position, recovering, or transitioning, tracks and adjusts to deep throws like wide receiver. Well-timed leaps helps him get to a high point. Too tight hip to swivel freely and shadow route breaks. I couldn't tell you. Relies on grab and pull defense at top of the route. I seen it in his highlights, and if it's in his highlights, he does it more often. Could become an illegal contact machine. Could. Big bodies will over. I thought the same thing about Evans, though. I thought Evans was handsy. That was his right up, his weakness, and he's not in the NFL, so that's good. Big bodies will overtake him on jump balls. Could. Below average play strength at tackle finisher. I don't see that, and he only has 2 missed tackles, so he's fine. He can, and he closes on tackles, and he breaks on the ball for interceptions. He's an all-around good corner. He's just not 6'1", 6'2", big. He's not that guy. My only thing is Duke Shelley is just like this. This is a write-up I would have said about Duke Shelley, except not handsy. Okay, Duke Shelley it seemed like a seasoned corner, and we let him go because we didn't want to pay him $100,000 more than the other guy. So that would I think we may have just drafted Duke Shelley, and we could have had Duke Shelley and could have drafted somebody else. You see what I'm saying? Duke Shelley could have been on this team. We could have had a Duke Shelley. We just drafted a Duke Shelley. That was my thought. But I don't know. Tell me what you think, guys. Mekhi Blackmon. He's a good corner. He's going to be a good corner, and he could be a starter in this league. I felt like we just drafted Duke Shelley, and we could have already had Duke Shelley for peanuts on this team. Tell me what you think in the comments. Is this Duke Shelley? Is this guy going to be fighting for the starting job? Is he going to push Murphy to the inside? Is he going to play inside? Tell me what you think. Go Vikings. Let's go. Let's go. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, and comment. Love it. Thank you. Thank you for staying tuned in with me. I'm gonna look at some video. I'm gonna try to put on another video here. Go Vikings. Let's go. Cue the music.